The crimson warning lights bathed the bridge of the Zephyrian dreadnought Eternal Dominion in an ominous glow. Admiral Vextar's four eyes dilated in terror as he stared at the tactical display. Two small vessels, impossibly small by galactic standards, had just materialized at the edge of the Kepler system. "Sir," his communications officer stammered, they're human ships." The bridge fell silent. Even the usual hum of the ship's systems seemed to quiet, as if the very technology feared what was coming. Adam Chen adjusted his neural interface, feeling the familiar tingle as his consciousness expanded to encompass the entire human vessel Prometheus. Beside him in the adjacent ship Athena, he could sense Kinza Malik doing the same. Their minds touched briefly across the void, 2 points of blazing intelligence connected by quantum entanglement. "Ready?" Adam's voice echoed directly into Kinza's thoughts. "Always," she replied, her mental voice carrying that familiar note of fierce determination that had gotten them through the Academy's impossible trials. 3 months ago, the Zephyrian Empire had made a catastrophic miscalculation. They had attacked the human colony of New Geneva, expecting to find primitive warriors with crude chemical weapons and metal ships. Instead, they had encountered something that violated every law of physics they understood. The humans didn't just use technology, they became it. Admiral Vextar had read the reports. Humans who could interface directly with their ship's quantum cores, becoming living weapons of impossible precision. Humans whose consciousness could split across multiple vessels, coordinating attacks with a synchronicity that defied comprehension. Humans who could manipulate matter at the subatomic level with nothing but focused thought. The Empire's greatest scientists called it impossible. Their military strategists called it terror. "Launch all fighters," Vextar commanded, his voice barely steady. "Full bombardment formation." 300 Zephyrian fighters screamed toward the 2 human vessels, their plasma cannons already charging. It should have been a massacre. 2 ships against an entire battle fleet. Adam smiled. Time seemed to slow as his enhanced consciousness processed the incoming threat. Each fighter's trajectory, weapon charge level, pilot's biometrics, all became as clear as words on a page. He didn't need computers to calculate firing solutions. His mind was the computer now. The Prometheus began to dance. What the Zephyrians saw defied everything they knew about physics. The human ship moved not like a vessel following Newtonian laws, but like liquid thought given form. It flowed between plasma bolts, its hull rippling and reshaping itself to deflect impacts that should have been devastating. Kinza's Athena moved in perfect harmony with Adam's ship, their consciousness synchronized to a degree that made them less like 2 pilots and more like 2 hands of the same mind. Where Adam danced, Kinza struck. Her ship's weapons didn't fire energy. They fired concentrated reality distortion, turning Zephyrian fighters inside out or simply willing them out of existence. "Impossible," whispered Vextar's tactical officer. "They're not following any known principles of—" His words were cut off as one of the human ships simply appeared behind their formation. No hyperspace signature, no energy buildup. One moment it was kilometers away, the next it was among them, its very presence causing nearby vessels to buckle under impossible gravitational fields. This was what had broken the Empire's spirit in every engagement. Humans didn't just fight wars. They rewrote the fundamental rules that governed them. Adam felt Kinza's consciousness brush against his as she prepared for the final phase. "Remember," she whispered across their neural link, "we're not just fighting for New Geneva anymore. Every species in the galaxy is watching." She was right. After the humans' first impossible victory, word had spread. The mighty Zephyrian Empire, conquerors of 1,000 worlds, had met something that made their vast fleets look like toys. Other species, the enslaved, the conquered, the afraid, had begun to whisper of hope. The Eternal Dominion fired its primary cannon, a weapon capable of cracking moons. The beam struck empty space where Adam's ship had been nanoseconds before. In response, Adam reached out with his enhanced mind and simply turned off the Dreadnought's fusion reactors. All of them, simultaneously. The massive ship went dark, drifting powerless in space. Emergency lighting flickered on as backup systems struggled to comprehend what had happened. Their reactors hadn't been damaged or destroyed. They had simply stopped existing as functional technology. "Surrender." Adam's voice echoed through every speaker on every Zephyrian ship, despite their communications being offline. It wasn't transmitted through radio or quantum channels. It was spoken directly into their minds. Your empire ends today." Admiral Vextar stared at his darkened instruments. Around him, his bridge crew had fallen to their knees, overwhelmed by the sheer presence of the human consciousness that now filled their ship like water filling a broken vessel. This was why the Empire feared humanity, not because they were warriors, but because they had become something beyond the physical limitations that bound every other species. They had transcended technology itself, becoming living manifestations of will and thought. As his fleet surrendered around him, Vextar understood with crystal clarity why the reports from New Geneva had driven the Empire's high command to desperation. Humanity hadn't just won a battle. They had announced to the galaxy that the Age of Empire was over. The Age of Gods had begun, and these gods wore human faces.